Hey gamers, what's up? How's it going? Doing pretty good? I think I'm doing pretty good. Welcome back to another episode of Twisted Joystick, and yeah, you guys are definitely I think if you've sat with us this far, 8 episodes total, I appreciate that quite a bit actually. I think that the series is a lot of fun. I have a great time doing it. It's fun for me to kind of go back and relive these games that I love, or games that I haven't played yet that I can just kind of get the storyline for. And I know I'm kind of spoiling it, but it's like a good story, and everyone is comforted by a good story as long as it keeps them going. Then it's not a waste of time. And last week I did Uncharted 1, which is the reason why I got a PS3. And then this week I'm doing Uncharted 2, which is the reason why I give the PlayStation Network my money, because I generally just don't, I don't give them my money ever. So I generally don't buy games on or expansions on Xbox or PlayStation, but in this case I did. So anyway, the multiplayer on Uncharted 2 is worth the price of admission alone, for all the modes and stuff and everything. But really, the storyline is. This is one of the first games I've ever played where as soon as I was done playing it, I immediately started playing it again to continue going through the story, because I wanted to experience it again. It was so I don't understand. I mean, if they did not use like a Hollywood producer, like someone like Bruckheimer, to go in there and go, okay, we need to do this kind of stuff, or get a director in there. The guys at Naughty Dog, whoever directed this, deserves a Hollywood job, making a lot of money every year because it's so great. And then, of course, with Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception announced, and that nice little intro stuff, it's pretty tits. So it's gonna be great. Okay, so enough of me bullshitting. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Uncharted 2: Among Thieves. And it goes as followed. Among Thieves revolves around the doomed voyage home of Marco Polo from China in 1292. After spending 20 years in the court of the Mongol Emperor Kublai Khan, Marco Polo departed with 14 ships and over 600 passengers, but when he arrived at Persia a year and a half later, only 1 ship and 18 passengers remained. Polo never revealed what happened to those lost ships. As the story begins with a wounded Nathan Drake waking up to find himself in a train hanging from a cliff. Through flashbacks, it's revealed that his former associate Harry Flynn and old girlfriend Chloe Fraser approached him with a job to steal a Mongolian oil lamp from an Istanbul museum. Nate accepts the job when he learns that the lamp may lead to the treasure of Marco Polo's lost fleet. Harry and Drake acquire the lamp, which contains a map showing the lost fleet having been transported from had been transporting the Chintamani stone from the mythical city of Shambhala before being thrown ashore in Borneo by a tsunami. Taking the map, Flynn double-crosses Drake, who is arrested and imprisoned for 3 months, before Chloe, who claims to have had no knowledge of Flynn's treachery, asks for the help of Drake's friend Victor Sullivan to help secure his release. Nate and Sully follow Flynn and his boss, Zoran Lazarevic, a Serbian war criminal who is widely thought to have been dead, to Borneo. With the help of Chloe working within Lazarevic's camp as a mole, they discover that the lost fleet never actually possessed the Chintamani stone. They locate a tomb containing the bodies of Polo's passengers, as well as a Tibetan Furba, and a letter from Polo saying that the next clue is in Kathmandu, Nepal, in a temple. Flynn and his men appear in the tomb soon after and take the letter, while Nate and Sully escape by jumping off a cliff into a river. When Sully decides that the quest is too risky, Nate and Chloe head to Nepal, finding conflict as Lazarevic's mercenary army ravages the city looking for the right temple. After surmising that the temple they are looking for is adorned with one of the symbols on the Purba, the couple survey the area from a rooftop of a local hotel, finding its location. En route to the temple, the pair runs into Elena Fisher and her cameraman Jeff, who are tracking down Lazarevich to prove he is still alive. The four reach the temple and discover that the stone and Shambhala are in the Himalayas. As they are about to leave, the group is ambushed and Jeff is shot by one of Lazarevich's men. Despite Chloe's insistence to leave Jeff behind, the group pushes on until they are caught. Chloe reluctantly pulls out her gun on Nate to protect her cover, while Lazarevich executes Jeff. Lazarevich and Chloe leave for the train yard. Nate and Elena manage to escape just as Flynn is about to kill them. The couple manages to catch up with Lazarevich's train on a stolen Jeep. Nate boards the train and finds Chloe, who is upset about Nate having taken Elena and Jeff along earlier and refuses to leave with them. As the two argue, Flynn arrives and shoots Nate in the abdomen. With no other option, Nate shoots out a pile of propane tanks, killing Flynn's men and sending Nate's half of the train over a steep cliff. Returning to where the game began, Nate escapes the train and travels through a snowstorm, recovering the furba among the wreckage before falling unconscious. He awakens in a Tibetan village where he is reunited with Elena and is introduced to a 90-year-old German man named Karl Schaefer. Schaefer tells Nate that the furba is key to finding Shambhala, but Nate tells him that he is no longer interested. To convince him otherwise, Schaefer sends Nate and the village leader Tenzin to find the remains of his men in his expedition, who were looking for Shambhala in the stone 70 years earlier. Traveling through a series of caves to an ancient temple filled with Yeti-like creatures, Nate and Tenzin discover that Schaefer's men were SS members on an expedition, and that they had been killed to protect the world from the power of the stone. They return to find Lazarevich's men attacking the village. After securing the village, Nate and Elena find out that Schaefer had been kidnapped along with the furba. They then track Lazarevich's convoy to an abandoned monastery. The two locate the mortally wounded Schaefer, who tells Nate that he must destroy the Chintamani stone. Nate locates Chloe, who surrenders the furba after promises to take Lazarevich down. Nate and Elena use the furba to unlock the secret passage to Shambhala underneath the monastery, but Lazarevich corners them and forces Nate to open the gate. When the gate opens, the group is attacked by the monsters from the ice caves, but Lazarevich manages to kill them. It is then revealed that they are actually the human guardians of Shambhala, powered by the Chintamani stone, and dressed like monsters to scare off anyone who trespasses in the city. Just as Lazarevich prepares to kill Elena and Nate, another wave of guardians attack, which allows them and Chloe to escape. Making their way to the top of the central temple, Nate discovers that the Chintamani stone is in fact a giant amber of petrified blue resin embedded in the giant tree of life. The true worth of Shambhala is the blue sap of the tree, which when ingested makes the drinker nearly invincible. As they prepare to go after Lazarevich, a wounded Flynn arrives and detonates a grenade, killing himself and seriously wounding Elena. Nate leaves Elena in Chloe's care and sets off to confront Lazarevich at the tree. Nate arrives just as Lazarevich drinks the tree sap, which renders him nearly indestructible and heals his old wounds and scars. Detonating the pockets of explosive resin in the tree, Nate defeats Lazarevich and leaves him to be killed by the Guardians. Nate reunites with Chloe and Elena as they escape the city, as a series of explosions begins to destroy Shambhala. Back in the village, Chloe asks Nate if he loves Elena, which he does not deny. Chloe bids Nate goodbye as Sully leads a recovering Elena over to him, while Sully chases after Chloe. Elena and Nate pay their respects at Schaefer's grave before embracing. They share a kiss together as they walk over the edge of the cliff and watch the sunset behind the mountains, while talking about clowns and how Nate's scared of them. That's the ending of Uncharted 2. I mean, again, wow, just the scope of the game is insane. It's so amazing. It's like it's so many set pieces and so many setups and so many locations and so many things that that the character does, and that you're with him every step of the way, and you're emotionally invested. You know, it's so gripping and so amazing, and just it's fun. As soon as I was done playing it, I hit restart. I started playing the game again just so I can go through it. I've beaten the game now 4 or 5 times. Is so great. The character of Nate, is portrayed by Nolan North, is just this guy. You know, you just want. He's that lovable scamp. You know, he's like Indiana Jones from like Raiders. He's that lovable scamp. He's just like, whatever, no problem's too big. I can't solve it. You know, like he goes in. And the great thing is though, the villain Lazarevich is a really solid villain. There's this line when Drake has him right before he dies, and Drake says that he's a monster, and Lazarevich goes, yes, but so are you. He's like, you and I are the same. And Drake's like, I don't think so. And Lazarevich goes, how many men have you killed today to get to me? Right? And that's like this really powerful statement of, oh my God, wow, like just how many men in video games, how many bad guys do you kill to get to the bad guy who's killing everyone? Is it, I mean, does, you know, like just think about that for a second. Like you kill wave after wave of enemy to get to your target, when they in turn are killing wave after wave of other people to get to their target. So are you any better? It still, I still like think about that too when I'm playing games, and I'm all like, wow, really? Like, I really like to, like, in my writing, I use that a lot. So the game is amazing. It's so much fun. The multiplayer is a blast. The single player campaign is outstandingly fun. And it's if you don't own a PS3, if you're an Xbox or a Nintendo fan, I cannot recommend this enough. Go check out some of the gameplay videos. It doesn't even do it justice. Just play the goddamn game. And Uncharted 3 comes out this year. I'm pre-ordering it. I'm gonna get it day one. I'm gonna play the shit out of it, you know, as much as I can. It's amazing. I love it. I hope you guys love it too. And please, if you have comments or questions, or here's a comments for yay or nay. If you love it, tell us. If you hate us, why? Tell us so we can convert you to the way of Uncharted at twistedjoystick@gmail.com, or post here on our YouTube page, on our YouTube videos. I want you guys to talk about it. Call in at 818-934-1272 and leave a viewer response. Make a video response. I'll post it. Just let us know. And you guys can email us again, twistedjoystick@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube, KZOMradio.com. And yeah, so Uncharted, great game. I love it. And that's all for this week. If you guys want to be a sponsor, contact me. This episode is brought to you by Monsters vs. Monsters, which was the low-cost alternative, the high-cost entertainment for card games for kids. Seriously, if you need to get someone a gift for a birthday and you don't know, check it out. If they like games, they'll love it. It's something you can do. It's non-video. It's a card game. It's different than video games, but it's a great deal of fun. And we will see you guys next week on the show. Thanks for listening. This is Matt Jarbo. I'll see you guys later. Bye.